Disclaimer.
What's the fastest way to lose all of your friends? Becoming homeless will cause most normal people to drop you pretty fast. If that doesn't work, staying at their place for more than a few days should finish the job. I lost a friendship that way, though it wasn't because he was living on my couch, it was because he was living on my couch. Eat my food, play my games, never leave, never tried to get work, nothing. I had 3 other roommates. At a certain point it was him or me. This was hell for me. I live in a small apartment and she would never, ever be gone. I'm far too introverted to not have alone time, at least some of the time. Right? I'm a sanctuary kind of guy. I have a little walk-in closet in my apartment now that is my mini man cave because I even need alone time from my wife and kids sometimes. Having total me space is okay. I mean, fuck me, even a serious part of training dogs is giving them their own space to retreat to and feel safe in. It should be the same for you in your own home. A bit of me wants to say it shouldn't be your closet, as in it should be somewhere proper where you can spend time, but I don't know your situation at all. Just make sure you're looking after yourself as necessary. Tell that to my girlfriend. Sometimes I crave nothing more than just being alone, no one in the house, no one to even ponder about seeing or talking to. But whenever I say this, it's instantly a "oh, what's wrong? You must be cranky, why are you angry with me?" Drives me crazy. I just need a day to collect myself and literally think about nothing. Reddit rabbits this all the time, but seriously, tell her. Black and white, simple language. I need space for me time, solitude, whatever. Establishing how you work as individuals is pivotal in ensuring you work together as a couple. Sleep with all of their boyfriends, girlfriends, and post everything online with rankings of who was the best. You joke, but I had a semi-friend who did this. She was dating my friend, and then slept with my now ex-husband and both of his roommates. You suck, Tabitha. Pun intended. Please tell me that Tabitha's mom was named Samantha. And she tended to twitch her nose a lot. LOL, I have no idea. She just blew into our lives for a few years. Top 5 of my friend's girls. Number 5, Jessica. She was okay, but she wouldn't stop screaming for help. Number 4, Lauren. She was nice, but wouldn't shut up about her boyfriend Owen. Number 3, Katie. Good I guess. Number 2, Joe Mama. Number 1, myself. Nuff said. Get sick with a chronic illness. Being disabled can be a very lonely thing. My husband suffers from chronic pain and is a disabled veteran. He feels lonely and upset because he can't do the physical activities many people our age enjoy. He gets so depressed about it. I have been helping him do more things, but we have a care plan, example, camping, but extremely good equipment so he is comfortable and not physically strained. Quality of life is so hard for the disabled. He apologizes for holding me back sometimes. Truth is, it would make my life 100 times easier if he wasn't disabled, but I love him. I love everything about him. I would work twice as hard to the end of our lives if it meant spending every day with him. Your comment brought tears to my eyes. May you and your husband be blessed, and may you both do things that you are able to enjoy together. You're a great human being and the planet needs more people like you. I'm sure your husband knows how lucky he is to have such a great person by his side. My last year of college, my illnesses got the best of me and I barely graduated. Lost all of my friends over a few months because I was no longer able to go out with them or keep any sort of social life going. Realizing that the group I was closest with had all gotten together right after graduation to have a joint party without even inviting me was a horrible feeling to top off the horrible last semester. A year later and I still don't talk to them. Feels bad, man. Stop paying your bills but still take your roommate's bill money. Use that money to go partying. Don't spend time with any of your friends for any reason, including major life events, unless there is some cool DJ, musician, or party personality in attendance. Always ditch them for something cooler whenever possible. Still short on money? Get some drugs fronted to you by a creepy older drug dealer/musician. Start cheating on your boyfriend with drug dealer to pay for the drugs he fronted you that you were supposed to sell but did instead. Develop an addiction to this drug. Contract an STD, stop showing up to work on time. Come up with weaker and weaker excuses as to why you're not showing up on time, causing your manager, a friend, to feel you're taking advantage of her. Get fired. Run out of money. Get power to house that you and all of your friends live in, shut off, in July. Deny. 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 Get caught red-handed, triggering a long period of discovery in which everything is exposed. Run away for a week while your boyfriend and dad move all of your things out of your house and back to your parents. Call boyfriends saying you're going to kill yourself if he leaves you. Send selfies while driving erratically. Crash car. Get insurance claim denied because you were posting your selfies. Disappear for years. Show up to a birthday party everyone involved, except your parents, are at, uninvited, get sloppy, and try to sleep with your ex who absolutely dumped you years ago, is engaged, and wants nothing to do with you. Scream rape when you are removed from the function. TLDR, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Edit, I am good. But ask me anything else. This is largely specific. Care to elaborate? Who is this, really? Actually, sure, haha. She just tried to add me on Facebook again for like the millionth time, so I felt like venting. She's a girl I dated on the rebound for about 8 months after I graduated from school, went through a breakup, and moved back to my home city. She was the friend of my friend, who needed a roommate. She became close with all of those roommates, and it took a while for the red flags to start showing up. I was working and traveling a lot, my self-esteem was lower than usual, and I'd never been in a bad/toxic relationship with an emotionally abusive and unhealthy person before, so it was easy for her to hide things from at least me, and her roommates also had jobs and lives, so it was sort of the perfect environment for her to thrive in, as a very dishonest and manipulative person. When we met, she was a full-time student, senior in film school, had a job, had an internship, seemed very healthy and cool and interesting. Eventually, it all just stopped adding up, and she was no longer able to keep it up. She had this complicated past with this much older ex. It seemed like all the men in her life wanted her or she'd had some sort of fling with, including her bosses, co-workers, and even a professor. This shit started constantly invading our lives, but she would constantly put herself in positions where it could. Basically, I caught her with this older drug dealer I mentioned, and he was like, dude, I had no idea she was even dating someone, here is what's going on with her, I am a coke dealer and have gone to prison, this is serious, and then it all came crashing down. Her parents were like, we are really sorry about this, and they were really nice people with no money, so, when her roommates got the landlord to kick her out, and she disappeared, I helped them get her things out so they wouldn't get fined since they were co-signers. All of my friends gave me an ultimatum, as if I even needed one at that point, and when we finished moving her things, I had to tell her dad that when he sees her next, to tell her not to contact me ever again. He told her that, and that triggered the phone calls and the suicide threats, some of which were in the form of Facebook posts, way before stories existed. She crashed her car on the freeway. I don't know what she told the police and her insurance company happened, but I know the posts played a role in her claim getting denied because she also posted about that. So then I blocked her on literally everything and moved on with my life, having learned some serious life lessons. Years go by, I move away, I meet my partner, and then a friend has an engagement party back in town, and so we went. She shows up, looking just horrible. I mean, not even like the same person. People didn't recognize her at first, and the venue was only reserved in the back, so it wasn't like people were checking invitations at the door, but to be clear, she was not invited, and all of a sudden this person I can barely even recognize is hanging off of me, slurring her speech saying how much she missed me. So, not knowing what to do, I'm like, this is my fiance, and she goes, ew, and I'm like, hey, we have to go do something real quick, wait here for a second, and she is like, I'll do anything you want, and I was like, how would a totally normal thing to say, BRB. I go get the friends celebrating their engagement, who go get a huge bar back and the manager to ask her to leave. She flips out, and starts accusing me of raping her in the bathroom, and groping her, before just screaming at the top of her lungs while she was removed. She would have been 30 when this happened. I have stories for days and I'm homesick at the moment, so, if you have questions, I have answers. That drug dealer was actually a pretty big bro, all things considered. It was a very surreal conversation. He was super concerned with respecting relationships, and honor, and the bro code and shit, but this was set against the backdrop of their transactional sexual relationship, which she said she suggested, but who fucking knows, and the fact that he almost definitely pimped her out. I'm just assuming the pimping part because he said something along the lines of, damn man, some of my boys are gonna be really upset about this too. I didn't really want to keep talking to this scary coke dealer who I had just caught literally in bed with my girlfriend, who it turns out he may or may not have been pimping / helping her prostitute herself, etc. So I didn't care to ask him to elaborate on that, but that statement always left me scratching my head. I think he even tried paying me in coke as an apology. I actually saw him like 7 years ago at a gas station, and we did the yo bro high five bro hug, and then we both just kept walking. Maybe all the morals and respect are a form of delusion about the ethical mistakes he's making, to distract himself. Following his own rules, living in a world where sex for drugs is okay. As long as the bro code is respected. Fascinating story, by the way, great read. To be honest, I think it's more a prison and or gang thing, but that's a cool perspective I didn't think about, and I think works with my own psychological workup of this dude. I've been sick all week and watching tons of true crime stuff and interrogation analysis, fucking fascinating / terrifying, and I think it's the result of having basically every other freedom stripped away, so you're basically just left with your own sense of self and honor and whatever. I'm a middle-class suburban white guy, this dude is from a completely different background. Not justifying his bullshit or trying to say anyone from his background or who went to prison, or even who was a drug dealer or in a gang, acts like this guy. But it's hard to imagine that tons of fucked up stuff isn't completely normalized for this dude. Kind of like completely different super fucked up shit is completely normalized for suburban white dudes. Thanks for giving me something to do while I'm sick, and for the compliment. Have a good night. Edit, like having your freedoms taken away either by being incarcerated, or just economically totally marginalized, or being trapped in that life. Start dating a controlling, manipulative person. The kind that will lie to you about your friends to drive a wedge between you. Or get back together with your cheating ex-girlfriend for the 5th time after your closest friend emotionally supported and helped you each and every time you broke up. And they tried to help you to make positive and healthy choices, and then turn around and defend the cheating ex and demanded your closest friend get on board. Thanksgiving should be great this year. Or put all your emotional investment in a relationship. Ignore what's going on in your friend's life, make phone calls, meetups, texts, if any, just to talk about your relationship and expect your friends to understand your situation. Bonus is when you only talk to your friends when you are undergoing relationship problems, and you only talk about relationship problems. You can also watch other videos by going to the channel. I will be pleased if you like them.